Today I'm going to buy the cheapest gaming PC on eBay just to see if it's actually any good, and more importantly, if it can even run Fortnite. This time my budget is capped at just $100. The goal here is to find a PC that has all the core components for as cheap as possible. Alright, let's get started. Alright, let's open up eBay and start looking for the cheapest machines available. Honestly, eBay is a used marketplace where you can negotiate directly with sellers, so prices are usually pretty cheap. I'm gonna start at $10, just to see if there's any PC at this price, and nothing. At this price range, there are no PCs at all. The only thing I found was a broken monitor, listed for $10. So I'll try bumping the budget up to $30. At this price, there are a lot more PCs with a pretty wide variety. Most of them are used OEM systems. However, most of them are missing either a hard drive or RAM. There's one PC here that's pretty unusual. The case is completely broken, the internal components are fully exposed, and that's clearly not something I'm interested in. So what if we increase the budget to $70? At this price point, there are a few configurations that look fairly decent, but the cases aren't great. Many of them are rusty or covered in dust. After a quick scroll, none of them really stand out, so I decide to bump the budget up to $90. And at this price, there are a lot more configurations to choose from. First up, we can see a custom-built gaming PC put together by an individual seller, but there are no clear specs listed. Looking inside, the cable management is pretty messy, not very clean at all. So I skip this one as well. Next is an Optiplex 790. This is a model that shows up very frequently on eBay. The configuration includes an i5 CPU, 8GB of RAM, and a 120GB drive. It's fairly decent, but there's no dedicated graphics card included. And then there's another Lenovo system. Again, an i5 with 8GB of RAM, but still no discrete GPU. Since our main goal is gaming, I'm going to prioritize PCs that already come with a dedicated graphics card. Otherwise, the gaming experience would be very limited. I keep searching, and here we go. There's one right here, but this PC is quite unusual. I've never seen one like this before. Taking a closer look, the components inside look fairly standard. Nothing too out of the ordinary. According to the seller's description, this is an FPT eLED G 4400. The interesting part is, it actually comes with a dedicated graphics card. Honestly, I don't really care about the brand, so I end up paying $70 and buying it. 5 days later, the PC shows up. It comes in a pretty big box, so let's open it up and see what's inside. Oh wow. The seller was actually pretty thoughtful. They even threw in a brand new power cable. And here it is. This is the PC. From what I can tell, FPT is basically an IT company. The parts inside are just branded as FPT, but the actual hardware is made by the usual big manufacturers. As for the condition, it still looks pretty new overall. There are a few light scratches, but nothing serious. The chassis is still intact with no dents or deformation. The front panel is fairly well designed with all the necessary buttons and I/O ports. Now let's open it up and see what's inside. And the first thing that greets me is a rather messy bundle of cables. Taking a closer look, there is a single DDR4 RAM stick. Right below it, there is a low-profile graphics card. There is also a 256GB SATA SSD. Wow, the drive cage is actually removable. Beneath that, there is a 550-watt power supply. This system is actually quite interesting. Now I'm going to power it on and see whether it outputs a display signal. And it does. That's great. However, we're still not sure whether the CPU is actually a G4, 4000, so let's check it again. And yes, it is a G4, 4000, a dual-core, dual-thread CPU with a fairly high clock speed of 3.3 GHz. I'll run a performance test The result comes out at around 381 points in single-core and 674 points in multi-core. Now it's time to download Fortnite. The download process takes quite a while, so I'll skip this part. Alright, the download is finished. Let's start the game. Alright, let's jump into the game. It takes me a little over 2 minutes just to get into the match. I'm playing at 1080p with low settings. Oh wow, it freezes, and it freezes again. The FPS is still hovering above 20, but the game is dropping frames really hard to the point where it's basically unplayable. Let's take a look at the CPU stats. The CPU is sitting at 100% load, and the temperature is extremely high, around 85 degrees Celsius. RAM usage is at 7.8 gigabytes out of 8 gigabytes, which means the system is completely maxed out. The CPU temperature is getting pretty hot, and it's causing the CPU performance to drop a lot. So I'm going to check the CPU cooler. Wait, what's going on here? The CPU fan isn't spinning at all. It looks like something's wrong. I'll take it off and have a closer look. Oh no. Someone actually broke the motor. Just looking at it, you really can't tell right away. And look at the thermal paste. It's completely dried out. This PC clearly hasn't been cleaned or serviced in a long time. And that's exactly why the CPU heats up almost immediately as soon as I launch a game. I'm going to reapply the thermal paste and replace the CPU cooler with a new one. After that, we jump back into Fortnite. I'm still running 1080p, low settings, with the 3D resolution set to 51%. At this point, the CPU temperature has clearly improved, staying right around 44 degrees Celsius. However, the FPS is still not stable. The average frame rate sits at around 28 FPS, but there are constant frame drops, which makes the gameplay feel far from smooth. The reason for this is that both the CPU and GPU are running at full load, so the frame drops keep happening. On top of that, Fortnite is a fairly demanding game, using nearly 7 gigabytes out of the available 8 gigabytes of RAM, which puts even more pressure on the system. To get a smoother experience, I decided to drop the resolution down to 720p and lower the 3D resolution to 37%. At this resolution, the image quality isn't very good. It looks quite rough and lacking in detail. However, the average FPS does improve, reaching around 32 frames, and the frame drops are reduced quite noticeably. At this point, the GPU load drops to around 70 to 80%, while the G4, 4000 CPU is still running at 100% usage. What's interesting is that in lighter, less detailed scenes, the FPS can go past the 50 frame mark. Overall, the experience is clearly smoother, but the image quality takes a noticeable hit. My target here is 60 FPS, so I decided to drop the 3D resolution down to 21%. I knew I'd be sacrificing image quality, but for the best overall experience, I need smoothness more than visuals. Wow, do you see that? The FPS jumps up to 60, and at times it even spikes up to 70. However, it's still not stable, mainly because this CPU is simply too weak. And at this point, the image quality is almost unrecognizable. You can barely see what's going on. Playing like this for a long time would definitely strain your eyes. It's not as powerful as I originally hoped, but technically it can run Fortnite, even though the experience is far from ideal. The CPU is clearly the main bottleneck here, constantly sitting at 100% load, running hot, and causing heavy frame drops. Even after lowering the resolution and settings, you're basically trading image quality just to make the game playable. But if you're really looking for a smooth and enjoyable gaming experience, this setup is being pushed right to its absolute limit. Still, for just $70, it's a pretty interesting experiment. And honestly, this video is really about setting expectations, showing you what you're actually getting at this price point, so you can decide whether it makes sense for you or not. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.